3.
Hello, my name is Radha Mararum. My student ID is 6010003.
Hello, my name is Miss Silikan Locke. My student ID is 6010012968. We have selected story number 1, Dead Man's Path by Chinua Achebe.
And number 4, A One Path by Eudora Weldy, and we will focus on question number 1 and 3.
Okay. How do you feel after you reading the stories?
After reading the story, I felt amazed about the contents are following and very interesting.
Okay, and for me, after I read the stories, I feel inspired to get on with our discussions. That is meant what we can learn from life by listening to others. Let's analyze the stories. Death Man's Path is about a man, Michael, who is a young and inexperienced teacher. He represents a protagonist and he gets into trouble with the village people.
A one part is about a woman, Florence, who is an old and lady wearing her clothes, but underneath she shows strength with her black hair and a yellow burning skin. One day she's out for a walk and she meets a young hunter. He is very much her opposite. It doesn't take her long before he tries to tell her how to behave.
Okay, for questions number 1, I think the stories have in common that they very much describe strong characters, but they differ because one describes the setting very clearly, but Death Man's Path, it doesn't say a lot about the setting.
I agree, and I think war writers were people of color and wanted to live black stories from their life. Also, both stories didn't take place in modern day, but I do also think there are differences at the Desmond Pass is the main character started with a happy story, but funnily and with bad. And a one path is the main character suffers through a hard journey at the beginning, but at the end to survive the journey. Common examples of that is traditional and religious.
Okay, for questions number 3, the teacher is a person who thinks that he can change minds of people just because he is educated. He says to his wife, what a grand opportunity we have to show people how a school should be run, and the priest cares most about his village people. He says, life of this village depends on the path.
The hunter is also a person who likes to be in common. He says, doesn't the gun scare you when it touches her in streets? She says, I simply go up close by. She is not scared of a young hunter. The four people we have mentioned are all very important to their stories. They represent the good and bad. Their way of acting sets the story setting.
Okay, let's discuss what other people think about the stories. For the Death Man's Path, in the reference, it is mentioned Endom School was backward in every sense of the word. The reference answer to this is it was probably run and old, but more significantly old-fashioned. Teachers were steeped in local traditions, themselves not well schooled. The school lacked up-to-date materials. Students were taught the same things in the same way that their parents and grandparents had been. I agree that the school is old-fashioned, but I disagree to the rest because I don't find evidence enough in the stories to say that the reference comments are true.
Let's discuss what other people think about this story. In the book reference, it is mentioned Weldy brings us on a trip with Florence as she travels away she knows well from her home to the business office. Along the way, we learn a lot about both Florence and the environment in that she lives. Weldy puts a lot into a very short tale. I agree with her because I can see imagine the journey by foot to the the doctor's office. It made me can see the environment on her ways. The stories make me feel several emotions.
Okay, I think these two stories are very valuable to all people. How about you, Milk?
I think the teach us to believe in ourselves, but also to listen to other people. The most educated person is not always the one to judge others and to tell which way to go. The hunter is young and selfish. Onyx relies on her long experience.
Experience in life is a great gift and must be valued equally high. The teacher is a dominant husband and someone who thinks that he can change others. Change is not always good. What do you think?
I agree.
Okay, end of our discussion. Thank you for listening. สวัสดีค่ะ